So in example one, we saw when you're given sample statistics. Example two is different because I'm actually given the sample data and I need to run the confidence interval with it. So suppose scores on pop quizzes and statistics are normally distributed with an unknown population mean and a population standard deviation of 2 points. A random sample of 22 scores is taken and they're listed here. So you can see the 22 scores, they range between 1 and 10. So I want to find a confidence interval estimate for the population mean pop quiz scores, and I want to do it at the 90% level. So how this is different from the first example is I have a range of data that I want to put in, and I want to use the sample data to estimate my population mean. My population standard deviation is 2 points. So I'm going to handle this one slightly different in Minitab. So let's go look at that. So when I scroll over to Minitab, I've already put my sample data in here. I have 1 through 22. If I scroll down, you can see all my data. And then I've labeled it so it makes me easier to identify when I start running this. Again, make sure you have all your data because if you're missing data points, you're going to get different results. So again, I'm going to go to Stat, Basic Statistics, 1 Sample Z. So now what I'm going to do is remember we had it as sample summarized data, summarized data, so you had a different thing. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to do 1 or more samples each in a column. When I do that, this box here is blank. So what I want to do is I want to go over to Pop Quiz and I want to double click on it. When I double click on it, it puts it here for me. So, and that's what you want it to do. I wouldn't type it in. I'd actually just go over here and double click on it. It makes it easier. So for known standard deviation, again, that's the population standard deviation. I put 2. I'm going to go to options and I'm going to change it from 95 to 90.0. Remember, example 1 used 95. This uses 90. I keep it as not equals. I hit OK and I hit OK. So now I've gotten my 1 sample Z and it tells me of what data set pop quizzes. Sample size of 22, mean of 5.5, sample standard deviation of 2.241, and here's my 90% confidence interval. The lower bound is 4.799 and the upper bound is 6.201. So what does that mean? So if I go back to the PowerPoint and you can see I have all the instructions in here laid out for you. So let's conclude it. So we can estimate we're 90% confident that the true population mean of exam grades is between 4.799 and 6.201. Again, that lower bound is 4.799 and the upper bound is 6.201. To find my error bound margin, I do 5.5 minus 4.799. Where did the 5.5 again come from? That is my sample mean that I found from the sample data. Minitab gave it to me. I didn't have to solve it by hand. So when I subtract that, I get 0.701. Or you can do 6.201 minus, again, 5.5 to get 0.701. The error bound margin is 0.701. So I have answered every problem that I need to for this. So again, I'm 95% confident that that population mean is going to fall between 4.799 and 6.201 with an error bound margin of 0.701.